students, welcome to Samvi classes. In last discussion, we have discussed about correlation. Correlation is the related variation among two dependent variables. Suppose if I take here x and y variable, so whatever relation between these two variables are called as correlation. So after this, we discussed about positive correlation. So correlation is positive if the variation in the two dependent variables varies in the same proportion. The meaning is, suppose if I take here x and y variable, if one variable increasing, the other variable also increases in the same direction, where one variable decreases, the other variable also decreases in the same direction. Here, the variation of the variables which will be observed in the same direction. This is known as a positive correlation. After this, we are discussed about, so next one, that is negative correlation. So correlation is negative if the variation in the two dependent variables varies in the inverse proportion. That means, suppose if I write here x and y variable, so if x variable goes on increasing, then y variable goes on decreases in the opposite direction. Otherwise, if x variable goes on decreasing, then y variable goes on increases in the opposite direction. Such type of variations are known as a negative correlation. So next is non-correlation. If the two variables are independent and the variation does not show direct proportion or inverse proportion, such type of relation between the variables are known as non-correlation. The meaning is, if I write here x variable and y variable, if there is no relation between these two variables, then we can say that it is non-correlation, otherwise a zero correlation. Next is perfect correlation. If the variation in the two dependent variables varies in the linear in such a way that it may be positive or negative. By using the measurement, suppose if I get here +1, then we can say that it is a perfect positive correlation. If I get here -1, then we can say that it is a perfect negative correlation. So after this, we discussed about the scatter diagram. Scatter diagram is nothing but a dot diagram where x and y variable which will be presented on x plane and y plane, that is known as a scatter diagram. So here we have discussed about the different types. The first one is perfect positive correlation. So perfect positive correlation means if I plotted a graph and all the points are on the straight line and showing the increasing slope, then we can say that it is a perfect positive correlation. The second one is perfect negative correlation. If all the points on the straight line and shows the decreasing slope, then you can say that it is a perfect negative correlation. Next is positive correlation. Positive correlation means if the points shows the increasing slope but not on the straight line, then you can say that it is a positive correlation. Next is negative correlation. If the points shows a decreasing slope but not on the straight line, then you can say that it is a negative correlation. And non-correlation. Non-correlation means if the points not show any direction, whether it is increasing or decreasing, then we can say that it is a non-correlation. Understood? Let us discuss today's topic, Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. This method was developed by Karl Pearson. This is a measure of linear relationship between the two variables. It indicates the degree of correlation between the two variables x and y. It is indicated by r or rxy. Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation between two variables x and y is r, which is equal to b, covariance of xy divided by standard deviation of x and standard deviation of y. You have to substitute the formula for covariance of xy as well as standard deviation of x and standard deviation of y. If you substitute it, we'll get like this: 1 upon n summation of x minus x bar into y minus y bar divided by square root of 1 upon n summation of x minus x bar square into 1 upon n summation of y minus y bar square. So here we can easily cancel 1 upon n and here square root of 1 upon n and square root of 1 upon n. How? See here, 1 upon n divided by square root of 1 upon n into 1 upon n it is, right? So if I write here, I'll get like this, 1 upon n divided by square root of 1 upon n square. If I remove the square root, I'll get like this, 1 upon n and here 1 upon n. So we can easily cancel these two values. Getting? So if I remove this 1 upon n from numerator as well as denominator, we'll get like this. So that is summation of x minus x bar into y minus y bar divided by square root of x minus x bar square into summation of y minus y bar square it is. So here let us consider dx, which is nothing but x minus x bar, and dy as y minus y bar. Getting? So the meaning is this is dx and this will be dy. Here dx and dy. So now the formula will be modified like this. See here. So we can write down like this, summation of dx into dy divided by square root of summation of dx square into summation of dy square. Here we are taken dx equal to be x minus x bar and dy is y minus y bar. For calculation, following formula are used. First one, if ungrouped data are given in such condition, R, which is equal to be n summation of xy minus summation of x into summation of y divided by square root of n summation of x square minus summation of x whole bracket square into n summation of y square minus summation of y whole bracket square. And second one, if group data are given in such condition, R, which is equal to be n summation of fxy minus summation of fx into summation of fy divided by square root of n fx square minus summation of fx whole bracket square into n summation of fy square minus summation of fy whole bracket square. Next is interpretation. The first interpretation is, if rxy which is equal to b plus 1, then we say that the correlation between the two dependent variables are perfectly positively correlated. The meaning is, by using the measurement, the Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation, if you get the result is plus 1, then we can say that it is perfect positive correlation. Second one is, if rxy which is equal to be minus 1, then we say that the correlation between the two dependent variables are perfectly negatively correlated. The meaning is, by using Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation, if you get the result is minus 1, then we can say that it is a perfect negative correlation between the variables x and y it is. Then third one, if rxy equal to be 0, then we say that the correlation between the two variables are non-correlated. That means by using Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation method, if you get the result is 0, then we can say that there is a non-correlation between the two variables x and y. Next, fourth one is, if rxy in between 0 and plus 1, then we say that the correlation between the two dependent variables are positively correlated. Okay, see here the result says it is in between 0 and plus 1. So by using Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation method, if I get the result is, for example, if I get here 0.9, then we can say that it is a positive correlation. Otherwise, if I get a 0.05, then also we can say that it is a positive correlation. So the meaning is, the values must be in between 0, otherwise it must be plus 1. If I get here 0, then it is non-correlation. If I get plus 1, then you can say that it is perfect positive correlation. Next, fifth one is, if rxy in between minus 1 and 0, then we say that the correlation between the two dependent variables are negatively correlated. The meaning is, suppose if I get here minus 0.9, otherwise minus 0.05, like this. Okay, so the values in between -1 and 0, then we can say that it is a negative correlation. Suppose if I get -1 exactly, then we can say that it is a perfect negative correlation. If I get here exactly 0, then it is non-correlation. But the value in between -1 to 0, then we can say that it is a negative correlation. Understood? Example 1. Following data relates the income and expenditure of the family. Calculate the association between the income and expenditure. Here income is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It is in 1000 rupees they are given. And expenditure, that is 9, 12, 15, 22, 29, 32 and 35. So here we have to find out what is the correlation coefficient between the income and expenditure. Let us discuss this one. See here. So we have to write the values in the tabulated form, that is x, that is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 and 40, and similarly y 9, 12, 15, 22, 29, 32 and 35. Now we have to find out what is the total here. So here we got the total is 175 and here it is 154. The summation of x is 175 and summation of y is 154. So first you have to find out what is the mean. So we know that x bar is nothing but summation of x divided by n, whereas y bar is nothing but summation of y upon n. So summation of x means this is nothing but 175 and summation of y means 154. N indicates the number of values. If you count this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the n is nothing but 7 here. Getting? So now find out what is the mean, x bar and y bar. So we'll calculate the mean here. So mean is x bar, that is summation of x divided by n, that is, which is equal to be 175 divided by 7, which is equal to be 25 it is, and y bar is summation of y upon n, that means 154 divided by 7, which is equal to be 22. After this you have to find out what is dx and dy. So now we have to find out what is dx. So dx is nothing but x minus x bar. So x bar we already calculated, this is 25. Now you have to find out what is x minus x bar. Here x is 10 and x bar is 25 it is. So 10 minus 25 will get here minus 15. Understood? So similarly, next is 15 minus 25 will get here minus 10. Understood? So like this you have to calculate. 20 minus 25 will get here minus 5. 25 minus 25 will get 0. 30 minus 25 will get 5. 35 minus 25 will get 10. 40 minus 25 will get 15. And if I take the total, that is it could be 0. Once you calculated dx, now you have to move for dy. Dy is y minus y bar it is. So y bar is already calculated, that is 22. Right. So first one, we have to calculate how. Y is 9 here and y bar is 22. So 9 minus 22 we get here minus 13. Next is 12 minus 22. So 12 minus 22 we get here minus 10. Similarly, you calculate 15 minus 22 minus 7, 22 minus 22 0, 29 minus 22 7, 32 minus 22 10, 35 22 will get here 13. So if I take the total is exactly could be 0. Understood? So once you calculated dx and dy, next step is finding what is dx square and dy square it is. So now you have to calculate what is the dx square. Dx square means, so square this dx value, that is minus 15 square. Minus 15 into minus 15, like this. Getting? So take this square. So if I take this square, I'll get like this. So minus 15 square, I'll get here 225. Next is minus 10 square, we'll get here 100. Minus 5 square, that is 25. 0 square is 0. 5 square is 25. 10 square is 100. 15 square is 225. If you take the total, that is 700. So summation of dx square you got here 700. Now you have to find out what is dy square. So here dy is nothing but minus 13. Getting? So you have to make the square minus 13 square. That means minus 13 into minus 13. So if you make the square, we get here 169. Minus 10 square is 100. Minus 7 square is 49. 0 square is 0. 7 square is 49. 10 square is 100. 13 square is 169. If you take the total, that is 636 it is. After this, you have to find out what is dx into dy. So how to find dx is minus 15 and dy is minus 13. You have to multiply here. So while multiplying, first you have to multiply the sign, then multiply the numerical value. Minus into minus is plus. Then you have to multiply 15 into 13. We'll get here 195 it is. Similarly, next one, minus 10 into minus 10. Minus into minus is plus. 10 into 10 is 100. Understood? Minus 5 into minus 7, 35. 0 into 0 is 0. 5 into 7 is 35. 10 into 10 is 100. 15 into 13, that is 195. So now we have to find out the total. Total is how much here? 660. So here we got the total of dx square, that is 700. Summation of dy square, that is 636. Summation of dx dy, that is 660. Getting? So now you have to use the formula and find out what is the correlation coefficient between x and y. So Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation, we know the formula. R could be summation of dx dy divided by square root of summation of dx square into summation of dy square. Just substitute the values here. So if I substitute it, I'll get here 660 divided by square root of 700 into 636. So first what to do, you have to multiply these two values, 700 into 636, then take the square root. Once you got the denominator value, then you have to divide 660 by that value. If you are divided, we'll get the result is like this, 0.98. So it is nothing but a positive correlation. So you have to write the conclusion like this. Here in the above frequency distribution, you observe that the family income and their expenditure are positively correlated. Getting? Example 2. From the following data, calculate the coefficient of Karl-Pearson's method of correlation and comment on the result. Here they are given price in rupees, that is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19, and supply in rupees they are given 30, 29, 28, 25, 15, question mark 22, 21, 18. Arithmetic mean of price and supply are 15 and 24. Okay, see here in this example they are not given this value. Okay, this is the missing here. And they are given arithmetic mean of price and supply is 15 and 24. Okay, so if you want to find Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation, first you have to find out what is this missing value. So that's why we have to consider this one as x. So now you have to take the total of the supply. So how to find the total? 30 plus 29 plus 28 plus 25 plus 15 plus x plus 22 plus 21 plus 18. So if I take the total, I'll get here 188 plus x I will get. Okay, in this example, they are given mean of price which is equal to 15, mean of supply which is equal to 24, and we have to find here missing value in the supply. So we know the formula y bar which is equal to summation of y upon n. So y bar, that is 24. Summation of y we already calculated, that is 188 plus x, and n, which is 9. So now you have to simplify this one. So what to do? You have to cross multiply this. 9 will be goes in the numerator. Getting? So we know that denominator values goes in the numerator and numerator value goes in the denominator. So now we'll get like this: 24 into 9, which is going to be 188 plus x. Here our interest is to find what is x. So that's why what you have to do, 188, which will be shifted opposite side. Here it is plus. If it is shifted opposite side, it became minus. So we'll get like this. So x, which is going to be 216 minus 188. Getting? So if I simplify here, I'll get here x could be 28. This is nothing but a missing value in the supply. So now substitute this missing value in the table. Getting? So if I substitute it, I'll get like this. So here x, whatever the value they are given, that only I am written here: 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. And in y, 30, 29, 28, 25, 15, 28, 25, 21, 18. Getting? So now see here, the missing value I am written here. This is 28. This is the missing value. Getting? So now you have to find out what is this total. The total is here 135 and here it is 216 it is. But in this example, they already given what is the arithmetic mean of x variable as well as y variable. So next step is finding what is dx and dy. Dx is nothing but x minus x bar. Here x bar is 15. Right? So we have to find out dx. How to find? X is here 11 and x bar is 15. So 11 minus 15 will get how much it is? Minus 4 it is. So we'll write this value. So 12 minus 15 will get minus 3. 13 minus 15 will get here minus 2. 14 minus 15 minus 1. 15 minus 15 0. 16 minus 15 1. 17 minus 15 2. 18 minus 15 3. 19 minus 15 will get here 4. If I take the total, that is exactly could be 0. So now you have to find out what is dy. Dy is nothing but y minus y bar. So y bar is how much here? 24. Right? So here y is 30 and y bar is 24. 30 minus 24 will get here how much it is? 6. Understood? We'll get the value is 6 here. So next 29 minus 24 will get here 5. Next is 28 minus 24 will get here 4. 25 minus 24 1. 15 minus 24 minus 9. 28 minus 24 will get here 4. 22 minus 24 minus 2. 21 minus 24 minus 3. 18 minus 24 minus 6. If I take the total, I'll get here 0. Once you calculated dx and dy, now you have to calculate what is dx square and dy square. So first we move for dx square. So if you want to find dx square, how to find? So dx is here minus 4. Take the square of this value, minus 4 square it is. That means minus 4 into minus 4. First you multiply the sign, that is minus into minus is plus. 4 into 4 is 16. So we'll get the result like this, 16. Next, minus 3 square is 9. Minus 2 square is 4. Minus 1 square is 1. 0 square is 0. 1 square is 1. 2 square is 4. 3 square is 9. 4 square is 16. Now you have to find out the total. So here we got the total is 60. Understood? Once you calculate the total, move for the next, that is dy square. So if you want to find the dy square, so here dy is nothing but 6. Right? Take the square. 6 into 6 is 36. That means 6 square is nothing but 36. So you have to write here 36. Next is 5 square is 25. Then 4 square is 16. 1 square is 1. Minus 9 square is 81. 4 square is 16. Minus 2 square is 4. minus 3 square is 9, minus 6 square is 36. Now you have to find out the total. Here we got the total is 224. After this, find out what is dx into dy. So how to find dx into dy? See here. So this is dx and this is dy. So you have to multiply here. Minus 4 into plus 6. So first you have to multiply the sign here. Minus into plus is minus it is. Getting? And then multiply to the 6 into 4. Dx into dy is minus 24. Next is minus 3 into 5. We'll get here minus 15. Minus 2 into 4, minus 8. Minus 1 into 1, that is minus 1. 0 into minus 9, that is 0. 1 into 4, 4 it is. 2 into minus 2, that is minus 4. 3 into minus 3, that is minus 9. 4 into minus 6, that is minus 24. If we take the total, we get here minus 81. Understood? So once you get what is dx square and dy square, okay, and what is sum of dx into dy, next step is finding Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Okay, so here we have to use the formula like this. Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation, the formula is R equal to B summation of dx into dy divided by square root of summation of dx square into summation of dy square. It is just substitute the values here. So if I substitute it, I'll get like this: minus 81 divided by square root of 60 into 224 it is. So first you multiply 60 into 224, then take the square root, then minus 81 will be divided by whatever result you got here. Getting? So if you simplify this, we'll get the result is minus 0.69. So here this value is in between 0 and minus 1. Understood? So we can say that it is a negative correlation. So we can write the conclusion like this. So here the conclusion is, here in above frequency distribution, we observe that price and supply are negatively correlated. Understood? Example 3. In a bivariate data, summation of x minus x bar square, which is could be 412, summation of y minus y bar square, which is could be 53, and summation of x minus x bar into y minus y bar, which is could be 47. Find the coefficient of correlation. So here they are given summation of x minus x bar square, summation of y minus y bar square, and also summation of x minus x bar into y minus y bar. Let us consider dx equal to be x minus x bar and dy, which is equal to be y minus y bar. That means this is dx square and this will be dy square it is, and this one is dx into dy it is. Getting? So let us discuss this one. So we know the formula, Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. The formula is R equal to B summation of dx dy divided by square root of summation of dx square into summation of dy square. So just substitute the values. So summation of dx into dy is 47 and square root of summation of dx square is 412, whereas summation of dy square, which is 53. Just substitute the values in the formula, we'll get like this. Now make the simplification. Okay, so if you simplify, we get the result is 0.32. It means there is a positive correlation between x and y variable. So we can write the conclusion like this: there is a positive correlation between x and y variables. Getting? Example 4. In a bivariate data, summation of x, which is could be 12.3, summation of y, which is could be 213, summation of x square, which is could be 15.76, summation of y square, which is could be 3600, summation of xy, which is could be 183, and n, which is could be 16. Find the coefficient of correlation. Now we have to find out Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. We know the formula R equal to be n summation of xy minus summation of x into summation of y divided by square root of n summation of x square minus summation of x whole bracket square into n summation of y square minus summation of y whole bracket square. We already know all the values here. Summation of x is how much, summation of y is how much, summation of x square is how much, summation of y square is how much, and summation of xy is how much. Right? Substitute all these values in this formula now. If you are substituted, we'll get the result is like this. So we'll get here n, that is 16, summation of xy, that is 183, minus summation of x is 12.3 and summation of y is 213, divided by square root of n, that is 16, summation of x square, here 15.76 it is given, minus 12.3 whole bracket square into n 16, summation of y square 3600 it is, minus summation of y, that is 213 whole bracket square. So now we have to make the simplification here. So first you have to multiply this one 16 into 183, and also you have to multiply this one 12.3 into 213. Similarly, in the denominator you have to multiply this value 16 into 15.76 and 12.3 square you have to do, and here 16 into 3600 will be multiplied and 213 square will be made, and then write the value here. So if you are simplified, then we'll get the result like this. So 16 into 183 will get here 2928, 12.3 into 213, if you multiply, we'll get here 2619.9 it is, divided by square root of 16 into 15.76, we'll get here 252.16, minus 12.3 square, if you do, we'll get here 151.29. Next, 16 into 3600, if you multiply, we'll get here 57,600 minus 213, which will be squared. If you are square, we'll get here 45,369. So now we have to further simplify. How to simplify? So first you subtract this numerator part, then this bracket part will be simplified this side, and also this will be simplified. If I simplify, we'll get the result like this. So here we'll get 308.1 divided by square root of 100.87 into 12231 it is. So now what to do? You have to multiply this denominator part, then whatever result comes, take the square root, then this 308.1 will be divided by that result. If you are divided by whatever result you got, then we'll get the result is like this. We'll get here 0.28. It means what? There is a positive correlation between x and y variable. Understood? Example 5. In a bivariate data, the variance of variables are 16 and 9. The covariance is 10. Find the coefficient of correlation. So we know the formula for correlation coefficient. So Rxy, which is equal to be covariance of xy divided by standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y it is. But in this example, they are given variance. So variance is nothing but the square of standard deviation. What is the variance? Variance is nothing but the square of standard deviation. Getting? So if you want to find the standard deviation, then you have to take the square root of the variance. Getting? Then we will get the standard deviation sigma. Getting? Let us discuss this one. So Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. So we'll write like this: covariance of xy divided by the square root of variance of x into variance of y. So just substitute the values here. We'll get here 10 divided by square root of 16 into 9. So if we simplify this, we'll get here 0.83. It means what? There is the positive correlation between the variables x and y. Right? Example 6. Calculate Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation from the following data. Here, the bivariate table is given row-wise and column-wise it is. I means income, it is given in 1000, and E means expenditure, which is also given in the 1000. So let us discuss this one. So if you want to find correlation coefficient of the given bivariate tabulated data, in such condition, first you have to write the table and you have to find out what is F. F is nothing but the total of the rows. Okay, row wise total you have to take here. The total is 10 plus 10 will get here 20. 20 plus 8 will get here 28. Like this you have to calculate one by one total here. Getting? So we'll find out one by one. So 10 plus 10 is 20. 20 plus 8, that is 28. 10 plus 25 plus 26 will get here 41. 7 plus 4 will get here 11. Once you got the row wise total, next you have to move for column wise total. So column wise you have to find out the total here. Here the total will be calculated like this. This is the 10 and below there are no values. So directly write here 10. Next is 10 plus 20 plus 10. Like this you have to find the total one by one. Getting? So we'll get like this. The first column I got the total is 10. And second one is 10 plus 20 plus 10. We'll get here 40. 8 plus 25 plus 7 will get here 40. 6 plus 4 will get here 10. Now you have to take the grand total row wise as well as column wise. So grand total is here 100. So this is nothing but n. This grand total is also known as n. Understood? So once we calculated f, next step is finding what is x. So x means the mid value. So I hope you all know about what is the meaning of mid value. If you want to find the mid value, the formula is upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2 it is. Getting? So here upper class limit is 14 and lower class limit is 10. So 14 plus 10 divided by 2 will get the mid value x. Understood? So we'll calculate one by one here. So here upper class limit is 14 and lower class limit is 10. So 14 plus 10 divided by 2 will get the mid value, the first mid value, that is 12. Next, similarly 18 plus 14 by 2 will get here 16. 22 plus 18 by 2 will get here 20. 26 plus 22 divided by 2 will get here 24. So first you calculate what is x. Once you calculate the x, next you have to move for dx. So if you want to write the dx, please remember this one. So how to write? If there are x values, it is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Getting? So select the mid value. Mid value is here 3. In front of 3 you have to write on 0. And above you have to write -1, -2 and below 1 and 2 like this. Understood? But here 4 values. So here the mid value I will take away as 16. In front of 16 I am writing here 0. And above I will write -1 and below I will write 1, 2. Getting? So like this you have to write down. Understood? So after dx you have to go for dx square. So dx square means the squaring the dx value. Here -1 square is 1, 0 square is 0, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4. So you have to find out dx square. Once you calculated x, dx and dx square, next step is finding column wise, that is y, dy and dy square. The same procedure you have to apply here. Getting? So you have to find here the mid values first. That is 29 plus 20 divided by 2. We'll get here 24.5. Next is 39 plus 30 divided by 2. We'll get here 34.5. 49 plus 40 divided by 2. We'll get here 44.5. Next is 59 plus 50 divided by 2. We'll get here 54.5. Once you calculate the y, next you have to calculate dy. Now only I told how to calculate, right? So mid value you have to consider 0, then upper values -1, -2, -3 like this, and below you have to take 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, right? So we'll write -1, and next below you have to write 1 and 2. So once you calculated dy, next step is for calculating what is dy square. Square the values. Getting? -1 square is 1, 0 square is 0, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4. So once you calculated dx and dx square and also the dy and dy square, next you have to calculate what is f dx, f dx square, and f dy and f dy square it is. So first we move for f dx. Getting? So here f is nothing but 20 and dx is here -1. So you have to multiply this one, 20 into -1. Similarly 28 into 0. So like this you have to multiply. Getting? And write the values in the f dx. So 20 into -1 you will get here -20. 28 into 0 will get here 0. 41 into 1 will get here 41. 11 into 2 will get here 22. Now we have to find the total, that is summation of dx, f dx. So that is 43 it is. So once you calculated f dx, now you have to move for f dx square. Getting? So you know that f is here, that is 20, and dx square is 1. So I have to multiply this, 20 into 1. Next is 28 into 0. Then 41 into 1, then 11 into 4, like this you have to multiply. Getting? So if you multiply here, we'll get the results like this. See here. So 20 into 1 is 20, 28 into 0 is 0, 41 into 1 is 41, 11 into 4, that is 44. So now you have to take the total. So the total is here 105. Once you calculate f dx and f dx square, next you have to move for f dy and f dy square. Getting? So you have to go for f dy. Here also you have to apply the same procedure. What to do? F is here, that is 10, and multiply to the x, so dy. You have to multiply the f dy. So that means 10 into -1, then 40 into 0, like this you have to multiply 1 by 1 here. So if you are multiplied, we get the results like this. 10 into -1 is -10. 40 into 0 is 0. Next is 40 into 1 is 40. Then 10 into 2, that is 20. So now you have to find out the total. If I take the total, total is exactly could be 50 days. Once you calculate f dy, next step is finding f dy square. So f is 10 here and dy square is 1. So 10 into 1 will write here 10. Then 40 into 0 will write here 0. Then 40 into 1 will write here 40. Then 10 into 4 will get here 40. So now you have to find out the total. Total is how much it is? 90. Once you calculated what is f dx, f dx square, f dy and f dy square, next step is finding what is f dx dy and also what is f dy dx it is. So we have to calculate like this. Getting? We have to calculate these results. If you want to calculate these results, so wherever the numerical values are given, you have to consider the cells like this. Small cells you have to consider wherever the numerical values are given. Then you have to find out what is f dx dy. F is nothing but 10, dx is -1, and dy is also be -1. So when you are calculating this f dx dy, calculate like this. 10 into -1 will get here -10. -10 into -1 will get here 10. Getting minus 10 into minus 1 is 10. That value you have to write in the cell. Understood? The same procedure you have to apply for other values. So now you have to find out what is f dx dy. So 10 into minus 1, that is minus 10 into minus 1, that is 10 it is. Then 10 into minus 1, that is 10. 10 into 0, that is 0. Next it is 20 into 0, that is 0. 0 into 0 is 0 it is. Next cell value is 8 into 0, that is 0. 0 into 1 is 0. Next is 10 into 1, that is 10. 10 into 0 is 0. Next is 25 into 1, that is 25. 25 into 1, that is 25. Next is 6 into 1, that is 6. 6 into 2, that is 12. You have to write on here 12. Next is 7 into 2, that is 14. 14 into 1 will get here 14. So you have to write here. Next is 4 into 2, that is 8. 8 into 2, that is 16. So like this, you have to find out the cell values. Now you have to take the row wise and column wise total. So how to take the total here? 10 plus 0 will get f dx dy. Next row, that is 0 plus 0, that will be second value. So like this you have to find out the total here. So we'll calculate the first one, that is 10 plus 0 will get here 10. 0 plus 0 will get here 0. Next is 0 plus 25 plus 12 will get here 37. 14 plus 16 will get here 30. Now you have to find out what is the total here. So the grand total is 77. So now you have to find out column wise total here. So how to find the column wise total? See here. Here it is 10. This value you have to write down here. Next is 0 plus 0 plus 0. So that value you have to write down. So like this you have to find out one by one column wise total. So I'll get the first one is 10. Next is 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. Next is 0 plus 25 plus 14 will get here 39. 12 plus 16 will get here 28. So now you have to find out the total. So we'll get here 77. Okay. Here this total f dy dx is exactly going to be f dx dy, this total. Understood? So that means both are tally now, row wise total as well as column wise total. So we can write like this. So you have to make it checked, 77 and 77. Once you calculate it, what is f dx square, f dy square, and also f dx dy or f dy dx. Next step is finding what is Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. So now you have to use the formula and make the simplification. So Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation, the formula is R equal to B n summation of f dx dy minus summation of f dx into summation of f dy divided by square root of n summation of f dx square minus f dx whole bracket square into n summation of f dy square minus summation of f dy whole bracket square. Just substitute the values here. So if you substitute, we'll get like this: 100 into 77 minus 43 into 50 divided by square root of 100 into 105 minus 43 square into 100 into 90 minus 50 whole bracket square it is. So make the simplification here. So if you simplify, we'll get here like this: 5550 in the numerator, and denominator will get square root of 8651 into 6500. So first you multiply this denominator part, that is this one, 8651 into 6500, then take the square root, then 5550 will be divided by whatever value you got in the denominator. If you divide, we'll get the result like this. So we got the result is 0.74. So now we have to write the conclusion. So what is the conclusion we have to write? Here in the above frequency distribution, we observed that family income and their expenditure are positively correlated. Understood? Example 7. Calculate Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation from the following data. So by using these data, you have to calculate what is Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Let us discuss. So here, first you have to write the data, whatever the data it is given. So you already know how to calculate. So first you have to calculate what is the total here, row wise total as well as column wise total, that is F. So 3 plus 4 plus 2 will get here 9, 4 plus 8 plus 8 plus 2 will get here 22, 7 plus 12 plus 8 will get here 27, 2 plus 8 plus 7 will get here 17. Next you have to move for column wise total. So here column wise you have to go. 3 plus 4 will get here 7, 4 plus 8 plus 7 plus 2 will get here 21, 2 plus 8 plus 12 plus 8 will get here 30, 2 plus 8 plus 7 will get here 17. Now you have to find out the grand total, row wise total as well as column wise total. So if I take the total is exactly going to be 75. This is nothing but n. Understood? Once you calculated what is f, next step is finding what is dx and dy. Okay, see here, if you compare the previous example and this example, in the previous example they are given the class interval, so you are calculated the mid value, then you are calculated the dx and dx square. Similarly, in the column wise you are gone for y, that is mid value, dy and dy square. But here they already given x and y value, so directly calculate what is dx and dy. Getting? So we'll move for the dx here. So how to write the dx? So select the mid value. In front of mid value you have to write the 0, and above you have to write -1, below you have to write 1 and 2. So once you calculate dx, next calculate dx square, square these values. So -1 square is 1, 0 square is 0, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4. Now you have to calculate what is dy. Here also the same procedure to apply. So mid value is 0, so above is -1, below is 1 and 2. Next is dy square. So -1 square is 1, 0 square is 0, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4. So once you calculate dx and dx square and also the dy and dy square, next step is finding what is f dx and f dx square it is. So we'll calculate what is f dx. F is 9 and dx is -1. So 9 into -1, that is -9. 22 into 0, that is 0. 27 into 1, that is 27. 17 into 2, we get here 34. So now we have to find out the total. If I take the total, that is exactly going to be 52. Once you calculate f dx, now we want to move for f dx square. Here f is 9 and dx square is 1. So 9 into 1, that is 9. 22 into 0, we get a 0. 27 into 1, we'll get here 27. 17 into 4, we'll get here 68. Now you have to find the total. Total is how much it is? 104 it is. Right? So now you have to go for f dy. So how to find? F is 7 and dy is -1. So 7 into -1 will get here -7. Then 21 into 0 will get here 0. 30 into 1 will get here 30. Then 17 into 2 will get how much it is? 34. Now you have to find the total. Total is how much here? 57. Next you have to go for f dy square. So f is 7 and dy square is 1. 7 into 1 will get here 7. 21 into 0 will get here 0. Then 30 into 1 will get here 30. Then 17 into 4 will get how much it is? 68. So now you have to find the total, that is f dy square. How much you get? 104. 5 it is. So once you calculated f dx and f dx square and also the f dy and f dy square, next you have to find out what is f dx dy as well as f dy dx. Now you have to find out what is f dx dy and also the f dy dx. So how to find? See here, this is the f, okay, and dx is -1 and dy is also be -1. So you have to multiply this. Okay, this one 3 into -1 you will get here -3, -3 into -1 we get here how much is 3. So you have to make your cell and write down here 3. Understood? So like this, each column and each row, the cell values will be calculated. So next one, how to calculate? 4 into -1, that is -4, -4 into 0, we get here 0. So like this, you have to calculate the cell values one by one it is. So now you see. So 3 into -1 into -1, we get here 3. 4 into -1 into 0, we'll get here 0. 2 into -1 into 1, we'll get here -2. 4 into 0 into -1, we'll get here 0. 8 into 0 into 0, we'll get here 0. 8 into 0 into 1, we'll get here 0. Next is 2 into 0 into 2, that is 0 it is. Next is 7 into 1 into 0, we'll get here 0. Then 12 into 1 into 1, that is 12. 8 into 1 into 2, we'll get here 16. Next is 2 into 2, that is 4. 4 into 0, 0 it is. 8 into 2 into 1, we'll get here 16. 7 into 2 into 2, we'll get here 28. So like this, you have to calculate the cell values. Once you calculate the cell values, you have to find the total. So first you go for row wise total, that is you have to fill up in the f dx dy. 3 minus 2 will get here 1. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 will get here 0. 0 plus 12 plus 16 will get here 28. 0 plus 16 plus 28 will get here 44. Take the total here, we'll got here 73. Now you have to take the column wise total. 3 plus 0 will get here 3. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 will get here 0. Minus 2 plus 0 plus 12 plus 16 will get here 26. 0 plus 16 plus 28 will get here 44. So now we have to find out the total, that is 73. We get here total is how much? 73. So that means if you verify the row wise total as well as the column wise total, it is equal. So that's why we write here checked, both are equal here. Next step is finding what is Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. In this example, we are already calculated what is f dx square, f dy square, f dx dy and f dy dx as well as n value. So once you know all these values, so next step is finding what is Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. So now Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation, we know the formula R equal to be n summation of f dx dy minus summation of f dx into summation of f dy divided by square root of n summation of f dx square minus f dx whole bracket square into n summation of f dy square minus f dy whole bracket square. Substitute all the values. So if you are substituted, we'll get like this: 75 into 73 minus 52 into 57 divided by square root of 75 into 104 minus 52 whole bracket square into 75 minus into 105 minus 57 whole bracket square. You have to simplify these values. So if you simplify, we get here 2511 divided by square root of 5096 into 4626. So first to simplify the denominator part and numerator part will be divided by this denominator part. If you simplify, we'll get the result is 0.52. So we can write the conclusion like this. Here in above frequency distribution, we observe that there is a positive correlation between x and y variables. Understood?